The mail just ran. I've been waiting for like 2 weeks for my TikTok stuff because it's been snowy and the mailman couldn't get here, which is surprising to me because I thought it was rain, sleet, snow, or hail. We always deliver the mail, but it's all right. It's all right. So, first in our packages today, okay, I caved. I bought the lined leggings. I bought the fleece-lined leggings in honey. Now, this is them same leggings that girl literally put a whole bottle of wine down in and you couldn't see through it. But don't that look just like your skin? It ain't. Look at that. Fleece. Oh, I have so many outfits to wear these with now. And I'm really being optimistic because I ordered an extra large. They're supposed to... Anyway, so that's the first package that we got today from TikTok Shop. I got the fleece slime. I'm so excited about those because it's been so cold at my shows. And I'm like, I gotta wear something besides just regular leggings underneath my thing. Okay, this is technically Sean's birthday / Valentine's present. But this was the only color they had left. So, shut your eyes. Okay, this is the viral TikTok bigger than a living room, biggest fort you've ever made blanket. This is the big one. Okay. It's so big. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. I feel bad that they only had it in pink. They were sold out of all the other colors. So, happy birthday 2 days early. I'm sorry it's pink. But it guarantees to go over the entire sectional so that we both can cuddle under it at the same time. TikTok for the win. Also TikTok for the win. I got some of that honey. Smell like a stripper. Supposed to be real good for you. What is it? The perfume. And I was like, I'll just get it. I was like, I'll keep it in my purse. That way I don't smell like weed and cigarettes everywhere I go. So anyway, I walked into the gas station yesterday and this old man went. I was like, he probably smells the weed. He goes, you smell delicious. I was like, thank you. He goes, what is it? I'm going to get my wife some of that. I was like, that's the best commercial ever for this. You want to take your blanket? Thank you. Is that not fuzzy as it can be? So, in other news, it's snowing again in West Virginia. Surprise, surprise. It's January. I was at a show the other night, and this guy pulled up in the parking lot. I mean, I'm ice skating to the Jeep to try to get to my show. And he pulled over and he rolled down the window. He said, I'm real sorry about this snow. I'm real sorry about the ice. I said, well, you should be. I said, God, I was pissed. And he's like, I was like, it's West Virginia in January. Ice is kind of a given. I was like, it's not like I walked out and was like, what's up with all this ice? It's like we're in damn Minneapolis. It's cold. It's winter. It's going to be ice. But I was like, now if I walked out in the parking lot and there was a big bunch of lava, I'd be like, Jim, what the hell's going on? Somebody needs to start talking. Anyway. But our little hotel was precious. I wrote a song about it, and everything in that song is true. Oh, it was precious. Oh, it was so precious. It was one of the nicer rooms at the Midtown Motel. But it reminded me of my day starting out. And I thought, sometimes the Lord humbles you. Sometimes He goes, remember where you started, SB, because you can end up there like you are right now. I have learned something. And after watching Jelly Roll's speech the other night, which I appreciate the message. I just want to know the money behind it. But, I'm getting tickled. Yes, Jesus is for everybody. Jesus loves you right where you are. But He also loves you too much to leave you where you are. Does that make sense? Like, you don't have to be a certain way to love God. You don't have to be a certain way. You don't have to click off this big box of, check marks like every church says. You got to do this. You got to do this. You have to believe the way we believe. And you have to be baptized in our church. You have to tithe this. And you have to show up for this. And you have to do this. No. It's my personal belief that I scare Satan more by being out here in the wild. He knows where I am if I'm in 4 walls and a roof. He knows where I'm at, who I'm with, what I'm doing, and how I'm doing it. If I'm out here preaching God's love in the streets and the highways and the hedges, that scares Satan a little bit because he can't plan for that. I think I'm more of a threat as a Christian being out here in the wild than I am being confined to a building. But that's just me. Thomas, quit eating eggs. Stop it. Stop eating eggs. My dog has figured out if he can stand up on his back hind legs, he can get into the nesting boxes, and so he's just having a big breakfast snack this morning. A lot of protein. So, everybody waves. So, I've always been of the belief that where two or more gathered, there so shall it be. I mean, I don't subscribe to, smoke shows and lasers and mega churches and continental breakfasts. And, if that's your thing, that's fine. It's just not for me. If I do show up at a church, it's usually to sing or to speak or to sit on the piano. But if I do go to church of my own accord because I'm feeling like I want to be in the Lord's house instead of him being at mine that day, I prefer 8 or 10 old wooden pews that make you very uncomfortable to sit there, a piano that's a little bit out of tune with more dead keys than members, and somebody that's beating the wood off of the podium telling me about God. That's what I prefer. That's the way I was raised. To each their own. But I feel like we get more involved in the ceremony and the pageantry, and we kind of miss why we're doing it sometimes, It's kind of like that baitable channel that nobody ever got the Spirit of the Lord until the camera was on them, and then all of a sudden they went into it, and I just was like, but when they panned the audience, you were doing fine. It wasn't until you were on camera that you got the Spirit. Oh, could be wrong. Of course, I'm not comparing myself to the Mother of God like Erica Kirk did at her Make Heaven Credit tour the other day. We won't touch that one. Guys, y'all coming up here? Come on, let's go. Let's go. I gotta let my dogs in. Hang on. Winona Judd, Tom T. Hall. Come to one side. It is snowing. Come on, Tom. Good boy. There goes Winona. There goes. You can go that way. That's okay. I know. Hang on, friends. I'm sorry. I have to scoot by and let my dogs in. Come on. Come on, hoodlums. Let you in. Thing one and thing two. Bravo. Congratulations. And a partridge in a pear tree. All right. Sorry about that. I had to let my dogs in because they were standing there in the snow looking real cold. Which they shouldn't be because they're both lab mixes. I mean, it's not like they're chihuahuas. I mean, Toms have Pyrenees. Lord. Anyway, in national news, Savannah Guthrie's mother is still missing, and we're treating it like a crime scene. So thoughts and prayers to Savannah Guthrie's family because it appears that this 84-year-old woman was drugged and taken out of her bed. She's not really able to go very far by herself, as most people in the octogenarian class. So they're real worried about it. They got the crime scene and homicide unit out there. I pray that they find her well. I pray that she's just wandered off and that we're having a golden alert. I pray that maybe she forgot to tell somebody that she was going to Brenda's for the weekend. I mean, it breaks my heart to think that this old woman's out there just lost and confused. So prayers with Savannah Guthrie's bunch because it's hard to be on TV and keep your cool. It really is. So IRS settled the $10 billion lawsuit with Donald Trump. That didn't take very long. He was like, yeah, I don't think you're supposed to tell everybody my tax returns. That seems like a big violation. So I'm going to sue you for $10 billion. And the IRS is like, we're going to just settle this real quick because you're the president. You could probably just end us. So they settled, and now Trump's going to donate all that to charity. So get mad about it if you want to, but that's $10 billion that's going to be going into the economy that you didn't have to work for or fraud the government out of. So congratulations. The Clintons are going to testify in front of the House Oversight Committee as to avoid contempt. Because they've been lying about a bunch of shit now that there's pictures and videos and recordings that's been released on the Epstein files. Bill's got a lot of explaining to do while he was in some hot tubs and dinner parties with Mick Jagger and Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker and Adam Sandler and, whatever. Just get on there and peel around a little bit. I'm waiting for him to deport Trevor Noah back to whatever, Canada or Australia or whatever country that he's claiming to be from. He kind of talked out of line the other night at the Grammys. Maybe we should try to do some integrity in journalism before we start running off at the mouth. I always check my sources at least 3 times before I start bitching about it. Seems like they're just taking anything that anybody says is gospel and then running on TV with it. And I miss the days when people used to accept their Grammys and just take their word and then get off the stage. Anymore, it's like watching NASCAR. No one is illegal on stolen land. Well, Billie Eilish, you're probably the most depressed woman I've ever seen. I've never seen a more worthy person to be on Lexapro in my entire life, or maybe have a joint or some sex, whatever can get you out of this funk. But you're locking yourself in a bedroom and writing a bunch of albums with your brethren. It just seems kind of sad. But congratulations on your Grammy. But someone should hand you a history book and teach you the difference between stolen land and conquered land. Difference. Stolen and conquered. Look at it. 2 different words. But I'm kind of pissed and like more irked than anything that everybody keeps going, we're all immigrants. Well, no. That maybe held up in court 200, 300 years ago when the first Jacobeans were sent over here because of the revolution and the first ships came over from Africa. The first cotton plantations, some tobacco plantations of the 1700s that actually Irish and Scots were working and not people from Africa, but that's okay. It's fine. The Dutch sold their own to us and then everybody got real pissed off about it and Abraham Lincoln tried to solve it and shot him in the head. So unless you've picked cotton or owned somebody, stop with that argument, because that's dumb. That's dumb. We're now 160, 70 years out of it. Come up with a better argument. If you were born here and have a birth certificate that says you were born here, then you are an American. That's how that works. If you weren't born here and you come here and go through the proper channels and get your immigration status, like my good friend Pearl, like my good friend Jim, like my good friend Johnny, like my good friend Tim, who all came here from other countries and other places and went through the proper channels to be here legally in the country to which we all call home. But y'all are all sneaking in the back door of Disney World and wondering why you're getting kicked off the Matterhorn. You didn't buy a ticket. Everybody deserves to go to Disney World, but you got to buy a ticket or else Mickey Mouse gets kind of pissed off that his books ain't adding up, you know? Rhonda says, off the subject, but says, the View always start with dogging Trump. Yes, because that's the only setting that they have. They don't know what to be mad about. The world's going exactly how we voted it to go. Oh, no. Release the Epstein files. Did. Well, not those Epstein files, because those got people on there that we like. Sorry. Well, I didn't think Puff Daddy was a bad guy. Well, sorry. He is. Well, I didn't think Kevin Spacey. Yeah. I didn't think Chris Tucker. Yeah. Mick Jagger. Yeah. You can't always get what you want. But sometimes if you try real hard, you have a friend with an island, and he'll give you whatever you ask for. Yep. And they should have rewrote that song. But here and there or yonder, it's whatever. I kind of keep to my own. Everybody's asking me how I feel about the Grammys. Well, you know, I didn't go. I don't really know anybody who did. Mostly for the fact that if you don't pay the $1,000 a year subscription to NARIS to be a part of the Voting Academy, then it really doesn't matter, because it's all a membership drive to get you a part of the Recording Academy, and that's how they keep the commercials on and the lights on and the carpets, vacuumed, and everybody's polishing those little gold men in the backstage. That's fine. I don't really subscribe to paying to be a part of things. I just don't. I didn't subscribe to that in college with a sorority. I don't have to pay for friends. I didn't subscribe to that with the CMAs. I don't have to pay for contacts. I didn't subscribe to that with NSAI. I don't have to pay for people to listen to my music. To me, music is organic. Talent is organic. If you have it, great. If you don't, sorry about it, but some people have to clap as we go by in the parade. I don't know what to tell you. Not everybody's a singer. Not everybody's a comedian. Not everybody's a songwriter. Not everybody's supposed to be on TV 15 minutes at a time. Not everybody's supposed to be famous. Not everybody's supposed to be an influencer. Some people are supposed to do the actual regular 9-to-5 jobs that keeps the world rolling and revolving. I'm one of the lucky few who found my calling very early and have made a pretty decent living at it. That doesn't mean that I know everything about everything, but I know enough to know that this is my job and this is my career and that I pay taxes on it for the past 20 years. I do, however, get real pissed off when somebody gets on their high horse after a little bit of fame or notoriety and decides to tell everybody else how to do their job when they haven't been doing it that long. So, but if you try sometimes, you get it, Corley. You deceive the whole world. Hello, Melissa from Virginia. I'm in West by God, so we're neighbors. It's just right across the line. Good to see you. Everybody's after me and said, you should quit smoking. Well, I'm going to go back to the 3F rule. And because of y'all, I got about $200 worth of Marlboro coupons in the mail to my P.O. box via some fan mail. So thank you for abiding by the F3F's rule. You're now funding me. Thank you for the savings on my cigarettes. They're going to pay for me some nicotine patches or smoking cessation or some gum or some Nicorette lozenges or whatever the hell it is to get you to quit smoking. By all means, bring it on. But until that moment comes in my mailbox or you show up and hand it to me in person, I'm not really going to take your opinion with that much salt. Just letting you know. Hello, Jackie. Hello, Emily. Hello, Esther. Esther, I love that name. Morning from Huntington. I'm playing there February the 20th at Bobby G's. I got to make a poster for that and post it today. And also, you still have time if you haven't sent Sean Darling a birthday card. His birthday is Friday, and the P.O. Box is 428 in Hurricane, West Virginia, 25526. He is a... I'm trying to get him some birthday cards this year. I'm pretty excited. It's big 38 for Sean. He's younger than me. I got a big thing happening for his 40th birthday, but that's in a couple of years, so he's going to have to wait for it. He turns 40 the same year that I turned 45. So it's going to be like a big, like, you know. My chickens are under the porch trying to lay eggs because it's snowing and they don't want to walk through the yard. That's how lazy they are. They're like, I'm just going to lay them up here on the porch because I don't want to go out there where it's cold. I get it. I don't either. So, hello from Nacogdoches, Texas, which is actually different than Natchitoches, Louisiana, but spelled very similarly. Hellur from Vine Grove, Kentucky. Well, hello to you. St. Mary's, West Virginia. How you doing, Danielle? Good to see y'all. Glad to have you. If you're brand new because you found me smoking on my porch, then we're glad to have you. If you found me because you've seen me singing at a show or on television or on your radio or, you know, just perusing through and somebody went, hey, I know that girl, we're glad to have you. I'm an acquired taste. A lot of people don't like me, and a lot of people do. So, you know, I don't worry about either one. But if you're here for it, we'll teach you the handshake and the song. If you're not, scroll on and report back to the neighbors. Make sure if you put my name on the prayer list, so you add the H, because it always pisses me off when people misspell my name. It also pisses me off when people with Sarah Beth also steal my font and steal my concepts from my albums. Keep in mind, young lady, that is trademarked and copywritten, and I know exactly what you're doing and where you're headed next. So, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. Thank you. I'm flattered. Change your font now. So, just friendly reminders, you know. Hello from Gastonia. If you're down there in Tar Heel State, you had any of that bad snow, Dana? Or did you miss it? I saw where they had that big 100-car pile up in 85, and all them horses at Nags Head were having a big time in the snow. But now we're starting to get it back here, and I'm like, quit. I'm ready for spring. What's up with that groundhog? Did anybody find out if he found his shadow or is his head still up his ass? I think that's the true test. On Groundhog Day, if the government's head is still up their ass, it's going to be 6 more weeks of shit. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you? Hello from Florida. I heard it was a little cold down there, but it's probably warmer than it is here. You listen to me on YouTube, so well, thanks, Leroy. Appreciate it. I have a lot of stuff on there. Apparently, I got a lot of subscribers. And if you get on YouTube, my husband does all my social media content because I post and ghost. I find that if I get on there too long, I get real bad and depressed and my feelings get hurt and I start crying and my heart gets broke because people are mean and they feel like they can tell me how to live my life even though they're not big enough to say that to me in person. Speaking of, I got my feelings hurt by somebody else's post this morning, and it was just because I got up on the wrong side of the bed and I hadn't had any caffeine yet. And after I cleared the air with the other artist, I ended up having a long conversation with him on the phone for about an hour. Turns out we're on the same page. We just tend to spout off at the hip sometimes. So I was like, the you just saying? He goes, what you just saying? I was like, no, wait a minute. We were saying the same thing. We just said it different. And I think that might be a lot of the problems with the things in America is that we're saying the same thing. We're just kind of saying it different. I think that might be a dialect thing. So, you know, maybe just write it down, pass it to your neighbor, have them read it, and then be like, that's what I thought, but I couldn't understand it because of the way you said it, you know, whatever. So, you heard he saw his shadow. Well, that makes sense since it's snowing on the 3rd day of February. It is supposed to get up in like the 60s next week, so that makes me excited. Maybe my chickens can finally get back in there watering holes, because right now I'm just having to take 5-gallon buckets out there and pour them in there. I'm like, sorry, guys, it keeps freezing. I know what to do for you. So, it doesn't apply to Georgia. Well, it might not, but it seems like y'all had some snow a couple weeks ago that y'all wasn't ready for either. I'm telling you, this weather is weird. It's like being in the cast a day after tomorrow. And Dennis Quaid warned us about this, and no one was listening about it. And Jake Gyllenhaal said that we should just stay together and stay warm. I think he was right. Oh, I'm glad that I get you to cleaning house. I wish I could get me to cleaning house. I need to get one of those ADD cleaning binders that I see on TikTok, but then I'd forget where I put it, and then I'd forget to check stuff off because I got ADD. It's a vicious cycle. Somebody's car alarm's going off. Now, it quit. Okay, they found the remote. Don't you think that car alarms have kind of outlived their usefulness at this point? I mean, used to, if you heard one, you were like, somebody's probably breaking in that car. And now if you hear one, you're like, oh my God, steal it. Get it out of here. Take it with you. Get that horn out of it. It's like phones. I came from a generation that paid for ringtones. Actual sounds that came from your phone to identify who was calling. I don't know if y'all know about this. But we actually paid for them. And now I'm 42 years old, and I think if this little 3-inch square made a noise, I'd hawk it into the backyard and be like, what the hell's that? Why's it making noise? Make it quit. Shit. Anybody else feel like that? I don't know. There's just a lot going on in the neighborhood today. Like, I don't know if it's because it's snowing and the sound's carrying, or if everybody's just losing their shit because it's starting to snow and they don't have milk, bread, and eggs because this wasn't in the forecast. They're probably like, we gotta get to Walmart now. It's all right. It's not gonna be that bad. You can still find your golf ball. Calm down. Thank you. I got this brooch in an old junk drawer of my granny's stuff. She probably don't even know I have it, but I loved it. I think I need a bigger one, but this one reminds me of my wedding ring, so that's why I have it on there. Freezing 2 days after receiving. And it's frozen pipes. I mean, just, you got to be careful with that stuff. Keep your cabinet doors open because there's nothing worse than having frozen pipes. I know, right? All my little animals are outside trying to stay warm. They're birds. I mean, it's not like I've got a bunch of chinchillas and guinea pigs out here trying to get through the snowstorm. Like, they're actual, like, they live outside. They're outdoor birds. It's not like I got a parakeet out here trying to huff it in the ice. Like, no. I got 4 turkeys, 6 ducks, and a bunch of chickens, and they're all just like, is that snow? Anyway. Oh, I used to make my own ringtone, so don't get me started, Jenny. It was bad. I had a whole app for it. I was like, and this is this person, and this is... None of those people ever called. Like, I always called them. Like, you never got to be like, oh, there's your ringtone. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. My poor little turkey he's missing feathers on his tummy, and he's just standing there shivering. I put a sweater on him the other day, but he got it off. So, I guess he's just going to be cold. At least it's 33 today. It's going to be the high. It's not right now, but 33 is going to be the high today, as opposed to 10. We talked about this in our last broadcast. I don't understand wind chill factors. If it feels like 10 degrees, it is 10 degrees. If it feels like -5, then it is -5. Those are the same people that do toilet paper math. These 4 rows are the same as these 20 rows. No, they're not. It's 4 rows. What if women did that when they were recommending men? They were like, this 1 penis is equal to 4. No, you can't do that. Like, that's just call things what they are. Quit renaming shit just to make it fit whatever you want it to be. Like, just sometimes things is what they is. Just my opinion. But we are headed to Nash Vegas on Thursday. Got to go down and do some work. I'm hoping it warms up so we don't get stuck. But everybody's been asking about my hair. Normally I wear it up because when it snows, this is what it happens. It just gets curlier and wavier and bigger and bigger. And I have to get in there with my ratting brush and I have to sort it out. But, you know. But we are headed to Nash Vegas, which means I got to call my chicken tender and get her on the schedule for this weekend. We're taking Tom T. Hall and Winona with us. The dogs, not the artists. But Tom's dead and Winona probably don't have my number. But we're taking our dogs, Winona and Tom T. Hall, with us. So we'll be ripping down 65 and 64 all weekend. But that's part of it. The Super Bowl's this weekend. I don't really care. Either way. My friend Shonda's really a big fan of the Seahawks, so we'll probably watch a little bit of it. But I am excited about the All-American Halftime Show, even though they didn't ask me to come play it. But it's got a bunch of good people on it. Brantley Gilbert, Kid Rock, Gabby Barrett, Lee Bryce. It's going to be a really good show. I don't really know what this Bad Bunny is. I'm kind of over the fact that anybody calling themselves an adjective and an animal or a pastry at this point. Just go by your name. What's your name? Just tell people your name. I don't know, maybe I don't have enough caffeine or nicotine or marijuana to get me through today, and I'm just kind of being bitchy about it. But the weather turned cold, and my hair was looking good, and now it's starting to get curly, and I'm just a little bit upset about it, and that's fine. There's a squirrel out in the middle of my chicken coop, and the ducks are chasing him. Oh, that's great. They all just started chasing this squirrel. He fell. You got to get out of there, bud. They're going to eat you alive. I've seen them do it. But in the meantime, we are still booking for the rest of the spring. So if you want us to come to a house concert, a divorce party, a wedding, a funeral, a bar mitzvah, general hoot and hollering, holler and let us know. We'll be glad to put you on the schedule and come and see you. We are coming back to Bellington, West Virginia for June. We got another show booked while we were up at E3, which was a fun gig. I'm so glad we got to come. Thanks, Calvin, for having us up there. And thanks to everybody who came out in the 10 degrees in the snow and the ice to hang out with us. It was a blast. So, appreciate you. And we're coming back in June when it's warm so I can get there in time to junk, because there was 2 antique stores that I didn't get to hit because they were already closed. I am just a little bit pissy today. I got a lot of stuff I got to get done between today and Thursday when I'll leave. I got to make peanut butter balls. I got to make a cheese ball. I got to go to the bank. Damn it. Just a lot of adulting I just don't really feel like doing today. But since I'm up, I would like to come back and see you anytime, Ashley. Actually, I'm going to call the boys down at Roasted Hemp and see when the next time on their schedule is that I can get down there, because it's been a while. So, I will keep you posted. And if you know anywhere that you want us to play, let me know. You probably frequent more places with live music than I do. I don't really troll a lot of bars if I'm not playing. So sometimes I don't know who's got live music and who don't, because they haven't called me. So, there's that. It is now a steady snow in West by God, Virginia. It is 28 degrees according to the temperature gauge. My husband always says that you can count on me for an unwarranted weather report at any time. I tried to be a chief meteorologist, but best I made was squall. So, I still like to give the weather when I can. And here's the weather. So, anywho, I think I'm going to get off here and get this kitchen cleaned up. Maybe make some desserts to take with us on the road this week and figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of my day besides go to town and do adult stuff. I just avoid it, and I don't like doing it, but I have to. But in the meantime, get on YouTube and iTunes and Spotify and Google Play and whatever else you listen to music on, and check me out. See if there's anything that you like. You might hear something you like. You might hear something you don't. I don't know. I don't know what you like. So I played the Pump House in Grant before. Like, it's been 2 or 3 years ago, but I have played the Pump House. It was a while back. So, in the meantime, I love you, and I mean it. Keep your Bibles open and your powder dry and your head on a swivel, because people are acting crazy these days. And be aware that all ICE agents now have body cameras, so if you're acting a fool, you're not going to be on TV. So, just be aware. If it has to do with snow and ice, just stay home. Just, stay home, stay warm, stay alive. Good rule of thumb. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't lick people. Keep a work coat or blanket with you in case you see anybody that needs one besides yourself. And watch this weather. It's just going to continue to deteriorate until it warms back up. And it's winter, so, prepare. Pretend that you're driving Granny to church with a bowl full of gravy in the back seat. That's the best thing I know to tell you. Step lightly. And as always, friends, remember I love you. And I mean that. And it's going to be a pretty day. Just make your own happiness. It's your day. Run it how you want to. All right, friends. Perhaps the most important of all, remember, I'm Sarah Beth Terry. You're not. So, bye.